Go ahead.
Okay. Our mission, Helping Parents Heal, is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting bereaved parents. Through support and resources offered, we aspire to help individuals become shining light parents, meaning a shift from a state of emotional heaviness to one of hopefulness and greater peace of mind. Helping Parents Heal goes a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and afterlife evidence in a non-dogmatic way. Helping Parents Heal affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non-religious background, and encourage open dialogue. Attendance at all meetings is voluntary. All discussions that take place at affiliate-led meetings are confidential. We hope that participants will learn from and share with each other. Zoom meetings run by leadership are not confidential. These meetings typically feature guest presenters and are posted on YouTube so that affiliate members worldwide can watch and benefit. Neither type of Helping Parents Heal meeting is designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Helping Parents Heal offers a wide variety of speakers, allowing parents to learn about many possible ways to heal. This includes presenters covering progressive topics such as afterlife evidence and connecting with our children who have passed. The views expressed by our guest speakers may or may not reflect the opinions of Helping Parents Heal leaders and members, so we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, David. Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you for being here. And I am really thrilled that David is here. And he actually conducts seminars with thousands of people on Zoom. So I feel very, very grateful that he's here with us this evening. I'm going to go ahead and just read a very short bio. His bio is so short. And I always think that the people who make the most difference in the world are the ones who have the shortest bios. But Australian Energy instructor and visionary author David Rauter has shared his extrasensory gifts with participants from around the world for over 30 years. The foundation of David's mission is to see, direct, or move energy and train individuals to recognize and master his or her own subtle energy. Considered an expert in his field by those who have experienced his work, David developed a series of subtle energy rejuvenation exercises. He is the founder of the reflective body mechanics, which is a technique that enables you to facilitate your own healing. And without further ado, I just want to say before I introduce or say hi to David, he's going to be with us at the conference as well. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming David Rauter. Welcome, David.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Hi, guys. So today I'd like to talk a little bit about how everyone gets pretty highly sensitive once you lose somebody or you go through extreme trauma. There's a few reasons why that happens, and I'd like to also make sure that you realize that it's sometimes actually not such a bad thing, because we learn a lot about ourselves sometimes once we have lost a child too, as well. I know it's not exactly a great thing, but once we do turn on a lot of high sensitivities that we generally turn off, and that's basically about our spirit. So as soon as we start to, as soon as we experience extreme trauma, what happens is we get lots and lots of blockages all the way through our body, so that when I look at somebody, I can see where they're all split. And where you're all split, it also means that you detune a little bit of stuff that's going on, which is more physical, and you start to look at what's more going on in your spirit body. And it's also why we become a little bit more interested in what is actually going on in our spirit, because what I found is that energetically wise, whatever our spirit is doing, then the rest of our life basically follows those energy patterns. What also happens is when we experience extreme trauma, a lot of our body shuts down. And as soon as our body shuts down, we have all these little things. Although we have physical senses, we also have spirit senses. And on the end of those senses, these little, they're like a little root. They're called sensories. And what happens is they split actually from the sensory splits from the sense and from your receptors. And it basically means that certain parts of our energy and certain parts of our, which affects then all our mind and memory, how or what we pick up. It also affects how our spirit works. So it's in certain areas, it'll make us push a lot more energy to our soul and a lot more energy to our heart. And then we sort of jiggle it around sometimes. And sometimes we get a little bit, instead of just being highly sensitive, then we become a bit oversensitive to certain areas. So it's like one week you'll be getting a lot of different messages about certain things that are going on in your life, and then the next week it'll be something else, and then something else again. It basically means that we get more an overload then of certain information, and then we can't get the other information to balance it all out. Okay, so what happens is that your energy system, as soon as we get certain types of trauma, as I said, our body shuts down in certain areas. So as soon as our energy doesn't move, it does one other thing. It sort of picks up a lot of information that's going on around us more. And that is one of the things that sometimes we don't realize, that we're just sucking up whatever's going on. And when you think of all the trauma that you've gone through, if you imagine all those different areas that you've been in with the trauma, or when you've lost your child or whatever, you've sucked up all the peripheral things that are going on. So also it goes back to even when you get to the funeral, and everybody's trying to give you a hug, and often you've picked up loads and loads and loads of sort of sadness and grief, actually, from all the people who are actually at the funeral. And sometimes you think that that's all your grief, when in fact it can actually be the others. So it's sort of like you've got overburdened with grief, and we sometimes think that all the grief that we're actually experiencing is just our own personal grief, when in fact you can pick up loads and loads of extra grief from everybody else. So what I'd like to do is just help you to shift a little bit of energy in your bodies, so that you can just know that there's a lot of energy that you've taken on, which you might think is your grief, but it isn't. And then it becomes sort of overwhelming to sort of try and shift. Yeah. It also means that sometimes the grief means that grief that we're feeling from other people can feel like we don't want to let it go, because it's like a connection to our child, when it's not. Okay. For those of you who've seen my bio, you would have seen that I've helped quite a lot of people. And my partner, Lila, her daughter, who comes through quite regularly, I'd just like to share one piece of information that she gave through very early on. And it was really funny, because she basically shut down my Mac and made me use an old computer that I had there, because she couldn't send messages through on the Mac. And then as soon as I got messages through, she'd just send all these messages straight through on my other computer. So all I'm saying is that once you open up a lot of your sensitivities, you can get a lot of your own personal messages. Yeah. It's like you're really able to, instead of thinking that you will be turning off from your child, you'll actually be turning on and getting a lot of extra messages, basically to make everything stronger. And that's what we'll be doing a lot when I do that that when I talk at Helping Parents Heal conference. But there's a few things that I want to do today to basically just help everybody ease a little bit of the energy that's going on in your body, because it pushes us around and creates a lot of over highly sensitivities. And then it just sort of shuts us down in some areas of life, you know. But the piece of information that Alex shared with us was that, and she basically said to Lila, Mum, if you were on the other side, would you want you to be in grief for all the time? If, like, we're happy over here, so we also want to see you happy there, you know. So it's sort of confirmation that, yes, although our children have gone to the other side, while they're happy where they are, you know, they want us to be happy where we are as well. Or, you know, life goes on. And the other big thing about that is that also for a lot of us, you know, all those siblings, all those children who've lost somebody, they have a sibling, yeah? So we like to make sure that those siblings can also not stop at the age where they are. And sometimes I only know this because of the children who've been around me, that sometimes they, because the same was for my nieces, and they lost their father to suicide, and that's one of the reasons why I help this group, is because my niece and I found him sort of hanging in a tree. So if you've gone through extreme trauma through that, it can shut you down for a long, long time. But luckily enough, because of all the work I did, I wasn't shut down. But I do know that it shuts down children a lot, yeah, and they sort of get stuck at that age. So I like to make sure that we can do a lot of work to make sure that everybody benefits and everybody's able to just sort of move a little bit more easily. So as Elizabeth said, I use a lot of very subtle energy. The subtle energy is what your spirit, how your spirit basically talks. And it's sort of like detuning from all the sound that's all around you, if you like, because our conscious and spirit body basically uses light and a light conscious to basically communicate. And it's how we get all the messages. And this very beautiful light energy and light information, as it comes through, it just gives us a deeper understanding of what's going on. And once you start to use it, you get a lot of different connections to what, you know, your children are up to, and it allows you to communicate a lot more with them, you know. So as we open this up, you know, there's a lot of beautiful messages that you can get backwards and forwards from your children, but it's more personal when it's between you and your child. You know, there's not that extra person. That's, you ask for certain information, you get that information, and it becomes really relevant because, you know, you can talk to your children. There's quite a few people here who are already doing it. So without further ado, what I'd like to do is just help you guys just move a little bit of your energy. And we're going to do it just by, if you're all nice and comfortable, just put your hands on the front of your knees and just wait for everybody to get comfortable. Just put the hands right on the front of your knees. And I'll just wait for everybody. You're all moving around a bit. Okay, just get nice and comfy. Okay, here we go. So put your hands on your knees, just close your eyes. Now it's a little bit like meditating. And just breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just breathe out. Again, we leave those hands on the front of your knees. Just breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just breathe out. Just breathe normal. And one last time, breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just breathe normal. Keep those eyes closed, everyone. Now, whether you realize it or not, your energy is actually going down. As your energy moves down, you're going into your own personal grounding. So when we go into this own personal grounding, we're not using the energy that's basically around you, okay? Because it can push you around quite a lot. And for the moment, you're just going down deeper and deeper and deeper. That's it. And we're just using your own personal grounding. Everyone has your own personal grounding. And when you use your own personal spirit, it helps you to use it. Now, to connect to that spirit, we're going to simply clasp our hands and put them on our chest. Okay, just clasp your hands, put them on your chest. Now, just push them out probably as far as you can go. And then just slowly, slowly, and I do mean slowly, drag those hands slightly back in. That's it. Nice and easy. All the way straight back into your chest. Bring it back in. Nice and easy. All the way to your chest. And again, push it all the way out. So this is sort of a very quick way just to find some spirit that you probably haven't used too much. We get deeper into it when we get into the Helping Parents Heal Day. And again, bring those hands all the ways back in. And again, push those hands all the way out. Bring them all the way back in, nice and gently. That's it. And keep those eyes closed. Now, most of you are probably way higher sensitive than what you realize, okay? Because when we lose a child, we become incredibly highly sensitive, okay? So we're going to use that beautiful high sensitivity because it tells you what's going on in different intuitions, different instincts than what you probably lock into all the time, okay? Now, I'm going to let those hands go back to the front of your knees and keep those eyes closed. Just keep those hands on the front of your knees. And all we're starting to do now is we're beginning to move a load of energy on your left and right hand side of your body simultaneously. So it starts to move around your body. Okay. Nice and easy, nice and gently, just let that energy move around. Now, some of you may notice that your feet feel a little bit more highly sensitive because there's a little bit of energy going through them. That's it. Nice and gently. And just bring your hands up to your hips. And what we're making sure we're doing now is we're bringing the energy that's sometimes overpowered on the left side and not so strong on your right side. We're making sure that your left and your right hand side start to move some energy because everyone's generally strong on the left side of your body, but the right side of your body, it doesn't move so much, okay? So keep the left hand on your hip and the right hand, we're going to point in. So I'll just show you. So left hand stays on your hip, right hand, I just want you to point in, just like that, okay? That's it. Now, I know you guys can't all feel this, but there's a lot of you, your energy starting to move on the right-hand side of your body where it hasn't been doing much. And now we'll just swap over. So the right hand comes back to the hip. And now we're going to point the left hand into your hip. That's good. Some of you may be shuddering a little bit if you're really highly sensitive. And some of you might feel there's a lot of energy up in the back of your head there. We bring our hands straight to a prayer position. It's just locking everything in. Now what we're going to do is stay seated, but I'm just showing you. So all we do is we put our hands to the side and we're palms to the floor and the palms are facing towards the computer. And what we're actually doing is we're dumping. So we're dumping energy that's not yours, okay? It's just falling off you. That's it. Because we all take on a lot of energy from everybody else that we don't know about. And we just let that energy fall off you because it's not yours. And it can cause us a lot of grief, okay? And it's just everybody else's grief, not yours. Now, I'm going to point my hands behind, okay? So I'm just pointing behind. Because don't forget, a lot of other people have been in a lot of grief previous to meeting you at a funeral or somewhere, and they haven't processed their own grief, and then they just pass it on to us, yeah? And we're just releasing it now. That's it. Now, I'm just showing you what I'm doing. So hands to the side like this, okay? I call it penguin position, okay? And just keep your eyes. So if you're highly sensitive, you'll feel a lot of junk, just go, and it's not yours. Nice and easy, nice and gentle, just let it go. Letting it go. Hands back to a prayer. Good. Now you can open your eyes. We're going to put our hands just like two little claws. So what we're doing is we're looking for subtle energy, okay? Subtle energy is what your spirit uses to notice all the information that's going on, okay? It's what your soul uses, it's what your heart uses. And we join the soul and the heart energy together more so that you can find a different type of intuition and different type of instinct that goes on with your spirit body, okay? So just slightly, just bring your hands in and out and just close your eyes now and just, you'll feel and go, not too much like this, just very ultra gentle. It's like the tiniest little movements. Because this is ultra subtle, guys, ultra subtle. And again, we're going to dump again. So our hands, we're just dumping like that, yeah. Dump in front. Because we can pick up a lot of intuition and instinctive messages that are really quite forceful from a lot of people, okay? What it's also asking is it's sort of like asking you to be responsible for their grief, yeah? We don't need to be responsible for somebody else's grief, you know? You've got enough of your own. And that sort of stuff too, it blocks messages, yeah. And we all want to get all those beautiful messages from our kids, you know, they're amazing messages. And just point behind. So I'm pointing behind. And again, hands beside our body. So just, that's it. Just hold them there a little bit longer, please. And bring your hands back to a prayer position. That's it. Now, don't forget that our spirit messages are very important, because they're the messages that have all your different types of ethics, your intuition and your instinct in them, okay? They're the ones that tell you that you're worth something, yeah? Because if we don't use them, sometimes we can feel we're a little bit worthless, or, you know, everything doesn't add up. When we start to use them, we know that, you know, there's still a lot of life here, you know, we've got a lot to contribute, yeah? That's why, you know, people like Elizabeth and Noreen and Carol, they're all here helping everybody. And you're also here, you've got to remember that you're also helping your family, yeah? So that when you're stronger, you help your family to be stronger too, yeah? So, and that's the big thing, you know, it's like, if you can be stronger and you can find all the beautiful messages that are just yours, you also help a lot of other people as well, because you help them to be strong. But it also helps in the end to get all those beautiful messages from our children. Yeah, and that's what we need. Now, we're going to go claw to claw again. And this time what we're doing is we're going to try and hook into some different senses that have just gone a little bit astray, okay? And we just point now into our chest. Now, if you've done a lot of energy work, or you might actually be gifted and you might actually channel. There might be a lot of things that you actually do quite naturally, okay? Now, we're going to just slightly move the hands up and down. And don't, if you can't feel it, don't worry, and don't think that you're not doing it, okay? You're still doing it, even if you can't feel it all, okay? Now we're just moving the hands up and down very slightly. And what we're doing is, there's all these little sensories that are part of your senses. And if you could feel them, you'd feel them on your back, okay? They feel like little roots, and they're all just coming in. And some of you may even feel a little bit of a relief straight away. That's it. So for those of you who've worked with me before, you may feel a lot of energy just pouring in now. And these are your sensories pouring back into your body. And just hold your hands still now. Let them pour in. All coming in. Now, if any of you start to feel what is like a little smile, I call it like a little smile from inside, and sometimes it's just like a little smirk, but it's information about you, that you matter. And this is you finding all the relevant parts of your information that, you know, you hear. We need to make sure that, you know, you can contribute to your own life and help everybody else as well. Yeah. Just hold it just a little bit longer. And we'll go back now to pointing fingertips to fingertips about the width of your shoulders. Now just bring our hands to a prayer position. Clasp your hands on your chest. And slowly drop your hands until they're just sitting right in front of your navel, okay? And now what we're basically doing is we're bringing different parts of your spirit together, because your intuition and your instinct, which has a spirit version of it, yeah, it's the one that tells you that when something's about to happen or something good is going to happen. But often our intuition only picks up things like danger, 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 yeah? But it can pick up, excuse me, we have some good information for you, okay? Because when you channel your children, you actually channel through your spirit. That's how you find all that beautiful information. So we're just slowly making sure that everybody just uses a little bit of you, your soul, your heart, your spirit, brings it all together. And you'll notice you're just going deeper and deeper and deeper, because you're starting to use your spirit consciousness. Now, as that consciousness moves, it becomes functional, yeah? You may have even heard the term functional medicine, yeah? Well, this is where it all begins. It's basically you're showing your energy how to move by you just basically becoming responsible for your own energy. And there's a lot of power that moves up through your feet now, because when we go through trauma, we basically cut our legs off from our body, okay? And the energy can't get through, which is why now we're going to put our hands straight back on our knees. And we're just healing our legs, really. That's all we're doing. We're healing our legs. So imagine there's lots of blockages or blockers that sit between all the way from your toes, all the way, not just to the base of your body, they go all the way to the top of your hips, okay? So when we experience extreme trauma, we get lots of blockages here, and all we're doing is moving the energy in there, okay? So just close your eyes and just let that energy move. Don't have to do anything special. Trust me, it's moving. That's better. Nice and easy. Now, just slide those hands onto the top of your front of your legs, so right onto your thighs there. So from your knees to your thighs, just hold them here. Nice and easy, nice and gently. Keep your eyes closed. And you're using lots of parts of your body that have been turned off, okay? We're just bringing the energy through nice and gently. I know you can't all feel it, but it doesn't matter if you don't. That's it. Bring your hands up to your hips. Now, for some of you, you may notice that you're starting to move forward a little bit. It's just as much as for some of you, you're just inching forward. And for some of you, it's like you're almost flying forward, okay? So what we're doing is we've let the grief of everybody else go, and we're just moving forward, okay? So it's just so we can feel and sense who we are, what we are, without everybody else's crap. And straight to a prayer position. Now, just open your eyes. Put your hands up like two stop signs here. Now, very ultra gently, just push forward. And you might just feel this energy, okay? That energy is a direct connection to all your kids, okay? It's part of your aura, okay? Because your aura is how you channel. Just hold it. But when it goes outside, and it often does when we lose children, we get very distressed, okay? Clasp your hands and put them on your chest. We're bringing that aura back in. Nice and easy. Let it come in. Allow it to move in. That's it. Keep going. Nice and gentle. Bring your hands to a prayer position. We're going to do it again. We put our hands up like two stop signs, just to the front. Now we go like two claws. We point those two claws into our body. You don't have to be too close, yeah? You just point them in. Close your eyes. And now you're starting to basically connect to a lot of different messages that are moving through your body. That's it. And there's a few little smiles going on here, there, and everywhere, which is your information, which is also your connections to your kids also. They're fine, you're fine, you're making a stronger connection. And straight to a prayer position, we lock that in. And just open your eyes. Now, when we experience extreme trauma, as I said, our energy just basically slows down, and in lots of places it splits or it stops. Okay, so we've got an everyday, sometimes it's a bit like going to the gym. We need to look after our energy so that it basically works more efficiently. Okay, so I'm just going to show you what is basically using, it's grounding, but it's not just an ordinary grounding. Okay, it's using functional energy, and it's making sure that we use activated energy, activated consciousness, which also helps our minds and memory also appreciate and see all the tiny little things, because when we've been under extreme trauma, we miss a lot of the very important messages that are just going on around us, you know, like sometimes our loved ones just trying to give us a bit of love, or just say, I really love you, I really care for you, or, you know, also even when you're kids. And sometimes if our energy isn't moving, when loved ones come up to us, we can get very annoyed or even a little bit pissed off when they come up to us, yeah? And it's like, oh, just leave me alone, yeah? You may have experienced that. And that's because our energy isn't moving. But when our energy isn't moving, it means that we can actually notice everything that's going on, and we can experience all that beautiful love that all our loved ones are trying to share with us, yeah? Because it's too important. We cannot miss it, yeah? And we've got to be able to share our love with everybody else, yeah? So the more that your energy moves, the easier it is for you to basically share love with all your loved ones. Yeah. Because there's nothing like giving a hug. It's the most healing thing in the world. Yeah. And also, don't forget, when you hug your kids, it helps heal them too. Yeah. Because when your energy moves, you give them the biggest hug. Man, it just makes such a difference. And because your energy moves, it just invites their energy to move as well, which means it helps them heal. Yeah. So it's basically just about helping everybody. And then just by a little bit of maintenance every day, you get a lot stronger. Your intuition gets a lot stronger. Your instinct gets a lot stronger. But you notice the things that everyone else may think are very small or not even important. But honestly, they're some of it's the biggest messages in the world, all those tiny messages, and that somebody else matters and that you matter. Yeah. Because you're saying you matter, you also help somebody else say that they matter as well. Yeah. And so together, when you join that together, it creates a lot of energy, creates a lot of love, and a lot of different messages basically get translated between the two of you. Okay. So if everybody just stand up now. And this is basically an activated grounding. Okay. But it uses your intuition, your instinct, your consciousness, different types of energy that are just sort of not moving really well. Okay. So if everybody could just put your hands on the side of your legs for me. And just breathe normal and close your eyes. Okay. Now, when you move your energy, some weird stuff happens. Okay. You get automatic feedback that you're doing something properly. Okay. That you're connecting properly. So as your hands are on the side of your legs, you might start to notice that you begin to wobble. Okay. You'll go forward and backwards. Okay. And what we're doing is we're using all that beautiful sensitive energy because it talks to our spirit. It talks to our energy. It talks to our consciousness. And eventually it talks to our matter because we're all made of matter. Yeah. You might notice that you're just starting to wobble forward and backwards. That means that you're picking up certain messages that are about you, that you're perfect just the way you are. Okay. There's a lot of perfect things about you because we're looking at what is perfect about your spirit. Okay. And you're wobbling backwards and forwards basically because you're finding all this perfect information about yourself that sometimes you didn't listen to. But if we don't listen to how perfect we are, we listen to how broken we are. And that's not great. We've got to listen to how perfect we are. And we're all needed. Yeah. We're just moving forward now. So moving forward once, twice, 3 times. And now we're just going to put our hands up to our hips. Okay. If you're highly sensitive in some areas of energy, you may notice that your energy is getting stronger and it's like you're almost stuck to the floor. Okay. But it also means that you're starting to use the left and the right hand side of your body equally, because when we go on a lot of stress, our right side doesn't use as much. And what we're doing is we're making sure the left and the right side become a little bit more capable and a little bit more even. Okay. And we're just moving forward now, just a little bit. And we'll just hold it till everybody gets on board. That's it. And now we're just as much as starting to move forward. Once, twice, 3 times. Now we bring our hands to a prayer position. Now, when we go under extreme trauma, you may notice there's a lot of you that gets pushed down deep inside, okay? And it has to come back out, okay? So you may notice sometimes you feel like it's like there's a little mini you inside and a little mini me, and it comes out, okay? So the more you do these exercises, the more you'll find some repressed or suppressed parts of you, okay? And everyone's starting to slowly move now. And we're just moving forward, a little bit forward once, twice, 3 times. And now we dump. So hands go forward. And we're just getting rid of anybody else's stuff, because sometimes we aren't moving our energy. As soon as we don't move our energy properly, we suck up all the stuff of everybody else, which means we can take on a lot of crap, yeah? We don't need it. So we're just letting it go. So we're moving forward now. 1, 2, 3. Point our hands behind. And just hold it. And you're just moving forward once, twice, 3 times. We bring our hands back to a prayer position. We hold it here. We just sort of move forward again. There we go. We're all moving forward once, twice, 3 times. Then we cross our hands on our shoulders, okay? Left hand to right shoulder, right hand to left shoulder. And just hold it. Now we're just moving forward again. Once, twice, 3 times. And then we drop our arms and we move them the other way around, okay? That's it. And just hold it till we move. And everyone's ready. And we just start to move forward once, twice, 3 times. And we finish just by putting our hands in the prayer position. And we're going forward once, twice, 3 times. So if you do that when you get out of bed, what it does do, it sort of moves everything that's sort of sitting there that's really stagnant that we haven't been able to use, okay? So it just turns on a lot of your intuition, a lot of your instinct, a lot of the good parts of you that sometimes we forget to use and make the most of, yeah? Because it just shows us all the beautiful things that are going on in our bodies and going on in our lives, yeah? Now, we're going to also have another one before you sit down for nighttime. So just put your hands not on the front, not on the side, but sort of on the corners of your legs, okay? And this is so you heal yourself. So if you'd like to heal yourself, this is how we do it, and we do it at nighttime. We do it at nighttime because our energy is meant to get flexible at nighttime when we rest, yeah? So if you just hold that hands on the corner of your legs, and again, you'll feel it's totally different energy, okay? You may even feel a little bit floppy sometimes when you do this. So just moving forward, 1, 2, 3. You put your hands on your hips, same as we did before, but it's totally different energy, completely different. We're using beautiful, flexible energy. Moving forward, 1, 2, 3 times. Clasp your hands just in front, so they're a little bit off my body, okay? So just hold them here until we move. We're just moving forward now. 1, 2, 3. And then we slowly drag the hands up to the chest. So there's no great hurry. Don't be surprised if you start to feel a lot of energy behind your hands. If you don't feel anything, don't worry, you're still doing it, okay? You're just getting used to it. We drag it all the way up to our chest and solid on our chest, okay? Hold it on here. And then we'll start to move again. Because what we're doing when we do that, we're starting to notice different parts of our intuition and instinct that we've missed, okay? Now we're moving forward. 1, 2, 3 times. And we cross our arms on our shoulders again, please. 1, 2, 3. Arms the other way. 1, 2, 3. Hands to a prayer position. 1, 2, 3. And that's it. But as we wake up and we wake our spirit up and we become highly sensitive, sometimes we have a little bit of trouble sleeping sometimes. So we're going to change that. So just bring your hands up like 2 stop signs and close your eyes. Don't do what I do. Just close your eyes and just hold them there, okay? So that we all sleep at the same time, even though our spirit is more aware. Just hold it there. Because we wake up lots and lots of different types of spirit that we have. And it just helps everything to be on the same timeline, okay? And bring your hands now to a prayer position. We'll lock that all in. And done. Now, you can sit down, and if you'd like to know, I'll just repeat. If everyone's got a little piece of, if you've got some pen and paper, I'll repeat those exercises. So I'll just wait for everyone to get a bit of paper and pen. And I'll repeat those exercises.
I'll type them all out and send them to Elizabeth along with the lemon bath.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Tom.
Mm-hmm. So just tell me what you, go ahead.
Okay, hands on the side of your legs. And we just hold it until you just move forward. Nice and easy. 1, 2, 3. Hands on hips. Same deal. Hold it, moving forward. 1, 2, 3. Prayer position. And we hold that. 1, 2, 3. So everything's holding for 3. And then we drop our hands and we dump. Forward. 1, 2, 3. We dump behind. 1, 2, 3. Bring our hands back to a prayer position. We go arms crossed on shoulders. Cross the other way. Hands back to a prayer position. And that's it for a morning, okay? Nighttime. Hands on the corner of your legs. hips. Clasp your hands together down low and a couple of inches off your body. Again, holding it for 3. And then we drag those hands all the way up to our chest. Nice and slowly. Again, for 3. Go to shoulders, crossed over. Other way. We go to a prayer position. And that's it. We're ready for bed. Now, as Orla just said, we also have a way of, when we take on a lot of stress, we get a lot of blockers in our physical bodies, okay? And to help get rid of a lot of those blockers and to get rid of a lot of stress, we've got a good way of getting rid of it. Also, if you've if you've had a lot of anesthesia, because people who've had anesthesia get a lot of blockers as well. So all it is, it's taking a lemon bath. It might sound very unexciting, and you'd wonder if it does much, but it does heaps. I can't tell you how much it does. It's just ridiculous how much it does. But so all you do is you cut 3 lemons up, just slice them up any old how, put them in a bowl, just an average size bowl, and cover them with water. It doesn't have to be hot, just cold's fine. Leave it for at least an hour, okay? That's the secret. Leave it for at least an hour. It can sit there all day if you like, but it will get stronger. But so it's at least for an hour, and then just tip that into a nice warm bath. Not too hot. You don't have to scald yourself, guys, nice and just warm, so it's comfortable. Now, we try and stay in for 20 minutes. If you can stay in for 20 minutes, you're doing fine. But if you can only stay in a few, say 5 or so minutes, because you may start to get a bit of burning, okay? That's why I said 3 lemons and 3 lemons only. I had one idiot who put in like 40 lemons and he complained that he got burning, okay? It's no wonder. So trust me, just 3 lemons, it's heaps. And if you can use limes as well, so just use 4 limes because they're a bit smaller, okay? But no more. So if you can stay in for 20 minutes, that's fine, but it just depends on you, okay? You can get find a little bit of burning, and if you find you're burning too much, just hop out. When you get out of the bath, have a quick shower and just get rid of all that gunk off you, because otherwise it can get a little bit stingy. But what it does do, it pulls all these blockers out and it releases a lot of parts where we've got too many emotions. It's basically because it balances up our endocrine system as well, okay? Because we often create too much of something and not enough of our other. So it just balances it up and just helps us to get a little bit less emotional, okay? But it's great for getting rid of lots and lots of different emotions that we've been hanging on to as well, okay? Because although and don't forget, you've all shifted quite a way today while you've been doing your energy healing exercises. So as you move information, but it helps get rid of the old junk, okay? Anything else I should be telling them, Lil?
Can I ask a few questions that people are asking?
Yeah,
I don't want to interrupt Lila, but first of all, Gianna was asking if there was a dump for nighttime. It finished in prayer position and you didn't talk about it. Was there any?
No, we're just doing it. We're just going to dump during the day at the moment.
Okay.
When we do the longer version at Helping Parents Heal, there will be a dump at night time. But at the moment, I just want you dumping during the day.
How often should we take lemon baths?
I'd recommend one tomorrow and then another one probably in 4 days' time. And then if you've got a lot of trauma, they're great to have maybe one every 2 weeks or so, at least, you know.
With warm water, Maria's asking.
Yeah, just nice warm water. It doesn't have to be boiling hot, whatever's comfortable, you know.
Okay. And also, I just wanted to quickly say two different things. So Yelena said that at the second part of the session, her body started to move unintentionally in circles. It did not stop till the very end. Is that normal?
Yeah. Once everybody's, it just means that you're highly sensitive. Where are you? I'm just trying to grab her.
It's Yelena, Yelena. Would you like for her to unmute?
Yeah, just unmute, Yelena.
Okay, let's see. Irene has to ask her to, or Lila can if she can find her, but let's see. Actually, I got it. I just did. I just asked her.
Hi.
There she
Oh,
is.
hey.
Hey.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. No, that's pretty normal. As you start to move your energy, you move a lot of old stuff and a lot of old gunk. Okay. So it's pretty normal. But while you're there, what I would like you to do, just put your hands in a prayer position and just hold it for a minute. Open your hands to the width of your shoulders, and you might feel all that energy on the back of your hands there. Can you feel that?
Yes.
Yep. So that's, I mean, we'll be doing this when we get to the, well, actually, everybody can do it. Put your hands in a prayer position. Move them to the width of your shoulders. And we'll be doing lots of exercises because we've got a couple of hours, and I'll be working you guys as much as I can fit in those couple of hours. And the energy that's on the back of your hands is basically junk that everyone dumps on us, okay? And just turn your hands like that, so facing outwards, and you'll feel more of it. So your hands are facing outwards. And now dump, everybody dump. So as I said, you know, when we lose somebody, we can get a lot of stuff dumped on us because everyone's trying to be nice to us. But while they're trying to be nice, they don't realize that they've got a lot of grief too, and they just dump it all on us. And this is just like secondary or third degree grief, which can be from a long time ago too, you know, because it reminds them of their grief too. Yeah. And just point straight behind now. Now, close your eyes and put your hands on your hips. And you might notice that it's almost like you're in an elevator and coming up, okay? This just basically means that you're becoming aware of a lot of your deeper spirit and deeper consciousness, and you're going to lock it in so that you're more sensitive to yourself and not to everybody else. Because when we go through trauma, we can be highly empathic or highly nurturing to everybody else other than ourselves. Yeah, we'll help everybody else, but not ourselves. It's like we're all cut off from ourselves. Yeah, just bring your hands to a prayer position, and you're bringing loads and loads of you back in. That's it. Hold it, hold it. Whether you're realizing you're doing it, you're doing it. Hands in a prayer. Bring it in. Now we'll go to cross shoulders. So left hand on right shoulder, right hand on left. Now there's a lot of you connecting to some different parts of you that'll be coming in your back. Nice and easy. Still coming in. Arms the other way, everybody, please. Is that you smiling, Irene? Because I saw it come in. Only because your face is sitting right next to mine. That's it. All coming in. Hands back to a prayer position. Okay, we'll ground again. So hands on the side of your legs this time. Hands on hips. Hands to a prayer position. Hold it there. Hold your hands on that prayer position. There's a lot of you are bringing more of you out. Okay. Even though I can't, a lot of you haven't got your photo there. I can feel it all coming out. That's it. Hold it there. Okay, now we're going to dump. Dump forward, same as we did before. Dump behind, please. Wow, that got rid of a lot on a lot of you. Hands back to prayer. Shoulders. Other way. And back to prayer. Now just hold it. Now, the reason I asked you to hold it is there's a lot of you who are just releasing all this junk. Okay, you might feel it all the way around you. Okay, just hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. You've all, because you're all together and you're all loving each other and using your own personal love more strongly, you're dumping all this stuff. It stops you getting a lot of messages from your kids on the other side. Okay, keep it going. Keep it going. Hold that prayer position. That's good. That was unexpected, but anyway, we'll keep it going. A lot of extra love here. Beautiful. Okay, hands back to two claws, everyone. You guys are shifted heaps. That's it. And we're just now, what we're doing now is using neutral energy. Neutral energy basically is like a powerhouse. It starts to show you how to find power for yourself, to help yourself and then help others. Okay. And because we used all those little sensories before, a lot of you are all waking up. Hands to a prayer position again. Hands on your chest. Now, we're going to do something different. We're going elbows to elbows like this, okay? And you're balancing up completely differently, okay? You're balancing up completely differently. You're finding all this stuff that's beautifully balanced in yourself. It's already there. Arms the other way. Lots of good messages coming through there. And we swap again. and again, and again, and again. Beautiful. Now we're going to put our hands crossed underneath your armpits. Hold it there. Lots of beautiful personal messages coming through. And the other way, please. And the other way. Oh. Now, there's quite a lot of you started to wake up. A lot of parts of you that were just quite repressed or suppressed, okay? All those white parts that I can feel so many waking up. Beautiful. Arms the other way. Which means all this beautiful, caring love for yourself and your family is coming out, you know? So when you hug your kids or they hug you, you feel twice as much, or your partners, yeah? It's really important also that you can share that love between you and your partner, okay? It's really important. It is so important that you can share that love still between you and your partner, okay? Arms the other way. Hands to a prayer position. Now we just go to fingertips and we open our elbows up like this. You can open your eyes just for a sec and then close them again, please. Because you guys are going deep. You're finding all this deeper consciousness that is just you. Okay? Good work. Back to a normal prayer. Back to fingertips. Back to a normal prayer. Back to fingertips. And back to a prayer. Shoulders again. The opposite way. Now just hold it. You might feel like you're in an elevator and coming up. So this means that you're bringing a lot of consciousness, mind and memory, okay, spirit, a lot of stuff that you only notice spasmodically to use all the time, okay? Arms the other way again. And again. And again. And again. Hands to a prayer position. Now there's a lot of you coming forward. That means you're shifting. That's brilliant. Because it means that you're contributing to yourself, you're contributing to others, and your family is benefiting, okay? Isn't that important? Of course it is. Because at the end of the day, our family is the biggest asset we'll ever have in our life, yeah? And just bring your hands up to 2 stop signs, please. Hold them here. Just hold them there for me. 2 stop signs, please. Close your eyes. And bring your hands back to a prayer position again. Because you just opened up so much. And we're all done. Whew. That was good.
That's
That was
wonderful.
better.
Thank you. That's really wonderful. And I see that there are other questions in the chat box, but if it would be possible, I can send them to Lilla and maybe you can answer some of these questions for us. That would be wonderful. One of the things that I did want to say though, that's just kind of a statement instead of a question, is that Galen was saying she had a lot of shoulder pain right before the session. At the moment it's gone. The energy definitely moved. Wow, which is wonderful.
Yeah. So as you, if I can just cut in there.
Yeah.
So where you've got pain, that's where you're blocked. Okay.
That's great to know. So
So
hopefully,
as you move the energy, you get rid of the pain. Yeah.
that's really wonderful. So anyway, we're really thrilled that David is going to be at the conference with Lila as well. And we will be seeing you there. And thank you so much again. David's in Australia right now, so he's coming to us from Australia. It's daytime tomorrow for him right now. But what we always do at the end of this is to ask everyone to unmute and say thank you and goodbye. So you guys are welcome to do so.
Thank you, David. That was wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you.
See you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.
For the conference.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. That was powerful.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Night, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Lila,
Bye.
thank you.
Thanks, Lola.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.